Hello, and welcome to our module on the digital divide. The digital divide refers to the gap between people who have access to information and communication technologies and those who do not. Since the inception of the Internet, scholars and international organizations such as the World Bank, the United Nations, and the International Telecommunications Union have expressed their concern that people without access to ICTs will miss out on the benefits that such access can provide. They recognize the value that information has in efforts to improve aspects of human development, such as education, health, agriculture, employment, democracy, and human rights. It became a hot topic in the mid-1990s when President Bill Clinton and Vice President Al Gore began talking about it. Subsequently, the focus shifted to the developing world, where governments began to form policies for ICTs for national development, including the reduction of poverty. At that time, the divide was conceptualized mostly in terms of access to technology, with a great deal of attention being paid to the proportions of populations that had access to the Internet compared to those that didn't, and the underlying assumption that people without access were missing out on something important. However, as we began to better understand the outcomes of using the Internet, it became clear that providing access to it alone would not deliver the benefits that were hoped for. People need a wide range of skills to make good use of ICTs, as well as a good understanding of how they might provide benefits in their day-to-day lives. In the rush to spread access to the technology, many of those factors were poorly accounted for or were even ignored. Nevertheless, there were many national and international initiatives that persisted with this most simplistic view of the digital divide, often driven by commercial or political motivations. In their technocratic approach to the problem, it is believed that social inequalities can be overcome with technology. Others have adopted a different view of the digital divide. They see it in terms of the consequences of a problem rather than its cause. This view emerged from the observation that technologies are mostly benefiting those who are already privileged and are widening the gap between them and the poorer and underserved sections of society. The reason for this lies, they say, in the inequalities that already exist in society, and that the digital divide is just another one of them. Accordingly, with the inequality approach to the digital divide, social inequality should be the starting point of any program aimed at reducing poverty and marginalization. In the wider absence of considerations of inequality, ICTs will be destined to heap benefits on the already privileged and will further increase the gap between them and the marginalized sections of society. Sadly, the inequality approach to the digital divide struggles to be heard. With the global spread of mobile phones, where 2/3 of the world's population now has a mobile phone connection, many people claim that the digital divide no longer exists. However, they ignore the evidence that economic growth, in which ICTs play a fundamental role, is actually increasing inequality, not reducing it, and that this is happening both between developed and underdeveloped countries, as well as within them. Global technology corporations and the international agencies that serve their agendas are pushing the technocratic approach as hard as they can to serve their own interests and those of their shareholders. Therefore, if ICTs are to have a real impact on reducing inequality, national policies and professional development practices need to be realigned towards the needs, aspirations, and opportunities within marginalized communities for deploying ICTs towards genuine improvements in their lives. This course explains how to do that.